is Nanda. She lives in the rural countryside of Karnataka, India, and like 300 million Indians, Nanda lacks access to electricity and clean water. Every day, Nanda wakes up before dawn, like most women in her village, and loads 2 5-gallon jerry cans to trek the dangerous 1.5 miles to her nearest clean water source, all the while risking theft, assault, and rape. Her only other option is to collect water from the contaminated pond in her village. Nanda is one of the 844 million people worldwide without real access to water. Collecting water takes time away from school, work, and caring for family, and locks those families in a cycle of poverty. It is devastating to consider that 1.8 billion people suffer from neglected tropical diseases, and that more people die every single year from lack of access to clean water than all forms of violence combined. Lack of access to clean water is an issue here in the US too. During the recent hurricane season, FEMA spent over $316 million providing bottled water to people in Puerto Rico, and there are still people there to this day without access to clean energy, clean water, and electricity. Because of climate change, future storms will be more frequent and more powerful, thereby intensifying the threat to access of clean water.
Sulis is the solution. Our device harnesses solar energy and uses it to kill pathogens and bacteria that lurk in the water. Our device is inexpensive, sustainable, and effective at generating potable water, the same water that is so desperately needed for drinking, bathing, and irrigating fields. Our device functions by using reflectors to concentrate the solar radiation into a container of water, where it then activates a metal catalyst to sterilize the water.
Sulis differentiates itself from other water purification technologies in 3 primary ways. First, Sulis is highly energy efficient. By directly harnessing solar energy, we're able to use 7 times less energy than electric sterilization and over 1,000 times less energy than that required to boil water. By not relying on gas or electricity, our device transforms the energy usage of households in developing nations. People can conserve the time, money, and energy that they would have otherwise used trying to clean their water, and instead focus on other long-term goals such as healthcare, education, and agriculture. Second, Sulis is affordable. We designed our device to be constructed using inexpensive and easily accessible materials. This allows us to mass produce and sell the device at a very affordable price, much lower than that of SteriPen and LifeStraw. Our low-cost model has attracted the attention of the American Red Cross and the Peace Corps. Third, Sulis is sustainable. Our device functions independently of infrastructure and produces no waste. And unlike other devices that rely on the frequent replacement of expensive filters, our device can last on its own for over a decade. And by intentionally selecting easily accessible materials, our device can be sustainably sourced and locally manufactured, allowing us to hire members of the very same communities that we seek to serve.
Sulis addresses 2 core market segments: areas affected by natural disasters and energy-poor developing regions. By working with our strategic partners, we are also exploring additional market opportunities. During the past hurricane season, we saw vast devastation in Puerto Rico, which overwhelmed the government's ability to respond effectively. We will launch our pilot program in Puerto Rico in conjunction with FEMA to assist the families, many of whom still lack access to electricity to sanitize their water. We will begin our international operations in the Presidency Division of West Bengal in India, in conjunction with Red Cross, Peace Corps, and government agencies to assist the millions of people who are currently suffering from neglected tropical diseases.
While both target markets are profitable, our domestic market will serve as our primary source of revenue, while our international market will allow us greater reach to a greater number of people. As for overall profits, we will break even within the first 3 years. By year 5, we will expand to other parts of India and the mainland United States, significantly increasing our revenue. By 2025, we will be able to supply sanitized water to over 6.9 million people in our international market and 4.5 million people in our domestic market, for a grand total of 11.4 million people. And we are not in this alone. We are supported by a team of professionals who are integral in taking our product from the prototyping to the manufacturing, all the way to the end consumers.
By supplying sanitized water, Sulis transforms lives. Sulis enables its users to harness solar energy, thereby reducing their dependence on fossil fuels and minimizing negative environmental impacts. By eliminating pathogens from their water source, Sulis improves the health and well-being of residents in our target regions. By using local manufacturers and local distributors, we are able to employ the very same people who we seek to help, thereby boosting the local economy. Finally, the water produced by our device will also be used for agriculture, which minimizes the spread of disease via food. There's an undeniable connection between access to clean water, health, employment, and agriculture. What started off as a simple savings of energy quickly transforms into an overall improvement in the quality of life.
To return to Nanda's story, the Sulis device enables her to generate more of the potable water she so desperately needs. This in turn allows her husband to work more, her children to stay in school longer, and for her herself to find paid employment. In essence, Sulis does more than just provide clean water, it empowers. Together with the $1 million from the Hult Prize, we can harness the energy of the sun and use it to transform lives. Join us in redefining liquid sunshine. Thank you.